Hi, Kathy here from Kathy's Cute Creations. I found it! Exactly what I was looking for. I mentioned this in another video. This was that wreath. I gave away the pattern to one of my boxings, and I showed it to you, and I could not find this thing, and I went looking for something else. Sure enough, I found it. I just had to show it to you. Let me get a close-up of it. Just go. There's the close-up. You can see the quilting on it. Let me show you the pattern in case you've forgotten. There's what the pattern looks like. So let me show you this. This is what was just now behind the pattern. I've got this sitting up on the curtain. I just got it pinned to the curtain. I got this a long time ago, and I sent my sister one of these so that she could do something with it. Instead of me cutting it out and creating a wall hanging or table runner or whatever, I just went ahead and just sewed in between all of these seams right here. That's all I did, just so I could hang it up. I didn't want to cut it up and do anything to it. I just wanted to keep it all intact. Okay, if memory serves me, I think when I explained that twister wreath, I said that I did it in red and gold, and actually that's like a burgundy color gold. Now in this video, what I want to explain to you is the two autumn, I'm going to call them table toppers because that's what I've decided to make them both out of. I'm not going to make one of them a runner. I'm going to do a topper. Alright, so they've already been purchased. I don't even have them finished, so now I've got to get them finished. I got a timeline here, so I went ahead and I sewed the first one together. And I'm going to put a picture in here. That's how I got started. I am going to now show you the front part that's finished, where I've got all the sides done, the strips that I'm putting on it. And then I'm going to give you the sizes to tell you what mine came out to be. And we're going to quilt this together, but it's the second part of the quilting that we're going to do. Let me explain that. First off, I'm going to get a piece of fabric, and I'm going to make it smaller than that so that we can continue practicing. Now remember, we practiced on the little cozy bow. Now we're going to practice a different way on a little bit bigger piece of fabric. Then we're going to go to the table topper. From there, we should have enough practice that we can do our Christmas lap quilt. I just want to kind of introduce you slowly. I don't want to just jump in and we're going to start doing it and you really haven't had enough practice yet. All right, I want you to feel comfortable when you get ready to do it. All right, let me go over here and show it to you. Here it is on the design wall. All I did was took a 2.5 inch square and put it in the middle there. It's the same fabric I was using for the background. These are just plain old orange strips. I went through my stash here, looked at a few things, and decided that this looked best. So, just to give you an idea, this is the way that I placed it. I'm going to go ahead and place the next one also the same way. It's going to two different people. It's not going to the same person. And then any kind of embellishment, for example, if I want to do embroidery or something like that, buttons or whatever, you're going to want to do all of that after you quilted it, unless you can go around the quilting. Really, the only kind of thing that I would do would maybe put a couple of things on the tree. I'd put some curlicue type things here on the pumpkin. I don't think I'd do anything. I don't really think that the nut needs anything. So I would leave the nut and the leaf alone, which is okay because then you're going to be doing the pumpkin and the tree something catty corner from each other, which will kind of balance it if y'all are looking for balance. But let me tell you what I did here. If you've got a pretty good trained eye and you're used to seeing things, you can tell that the middle four, right here, this, that, this one, and this one, are a little bit smaller than the outer border. Now they're only smaller by 1/4 inch. So what I wanted to do was I used a 2 1/4 inch for the inside, and then on the outer side I used 2 1/2 inch for the strips. And what I did was first I took this one and sewed it to the strip, and then sewed this one to the strip. Then I did this one and sewed it to the strip, and then I did this one and sewed it to the strip. Then I took this row right here, this orange, this white, and this orange. I sewed those together. I sewed it to this strip and then that strip. Then I had the 4 pieces sitting up there without the sides on it. The top strip, the bottom strip, I don't even know where I'm pointing here. The top strip, they're the same size. And then the bottom is longer, as you can see, right here. My squares are 12.5 inches, so if yours are 12.5 inches, then your strips on the inside are 12.5 by 2 1/4. And you get 4 of them because they're all the same. And then for the top row, mine measured 26 1/4 by 2 1/2. And the bottom, you add 4 inches because you've put 2 inches on each side. That's how you come up with that number. So it's 30 1/4 by 2 1/2. Now that's the way I got it. I don't know if that's what yours ended up being. Every one of my squares were 12.5 exactly. I made sure before I even did all my math fractions. Want to join me quilting this so that you can quilt your lap quilt that we did for good measure, then I'll make this next, because first we're going to get a fabric and we're going to do it a little bit smaller than this so that we get used to it. Then we're going to go bigger. Let's take a look at this piece of fabric I'm talking about. The fabric that we're preparing to quilt, keep in mind, yes, we're going to use it for something. I thought we would make a shopping bag out of it. Therefore, it's going to be your choice. You can either make some blocks to create your bag front, bag back, sides, whatever you want, or just use plain fabric. Now we're going to make it bigger than what we're going to cut it down to for the quilting aspect of it. This is where we're going to sandwich the 3 pieces, the top, the batting on the inside. If you want foam, you can use foam, whatever you want. And then your back fabric, and we can put it inside to the bag if you want. I don't think I'm going to, because I always use fabric on the back side. Instead of using the SF101, I'm going to actually use fabric for the back side, which will be quilted. So it'll be your top fabric, your middle batting, and then your back fabric. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my fabric. I'm going to tell you the size. You can go bigger or smaller. It doesn't make any difference. Whatever size you want to make, it's going to be your bag. You can use it for the grocery store, or you can use it here at home and put something in it. Doesn't make any difference. I'll show you what I'm using. I've decided to use a panel, and it came in that the fat quarters that I used for that table topper. So remember this. Hopefully I got the whole thing in there. Let's just turn a little bit if I didn't. Okay, that is the top half. This is the bottom half. I've got it folded in half. And for all you squeamish people, just don't watch me cut it. I'm going to cut it right in half. I know some people will go, oh my God, she's cutting a panel. Lord help us. What will she think of next? Okay, I'm going to cut it in half because I want a front and a back to my bag. Right, so it is 21.5 by 23.5. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut my batting to go underneath it, and I'm going to get me some white fabric to put behind it. I'm showing you how I'm cutting it because you're probably wondering, how the heck do you do that? Because the rulers are only 24 inches. At least mine are. So I put 2 rulers side by side. Let me get this light off here so we don't have the glare. So here's my 2 long rulers. They equal the same size. Different companies, but same size. Then I went ahead and I took one of my creative grids and put 1 inch to the bottom of it. So I put my weight on it right there. Right there's my weight. And then I'll just move these rulers, and it's evened up here at the bottom. It's squared. Got it all nice and squared. So I will just move. First I'm going to move the creative grids. Just grab it and move it. And then move this one here, because I don't want anything to move. And then just move this one. Now I'll keep the weight of these rulers on the fabric, so it's not going to shift. And then I'm going to go ahead and just cut this right here while that weight's on it. I pinned this one, which is the bottom half of that panel. I already pinned it on the wall. I didn't pin it on the wall. I pinned it and then put it up on the wall so y'all could see it. You knew what I meant. Now, of course, this is going to be cut down because it's not going to be this big of a bag. I've never used that big of a bag unless I use the front of this panel and go ahead and use it for the sides of the bag. Then I could use it this big. You know, just fold it to create the sides. But I'm going to have to cut something down. Let me go over here to the table, and I'm going to show you the top half. The top half actually looks like it's its own square cut fabric. This one you can tell that it looks like it's missing something up here at the top for some reason. but the other one looks like it's correct. I mean, this looks like it's half off. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but you know what I mean. This one, and this is what I was talking to you about. It actually looks like it is a complete picture. It doesn't really look like it's missing anything off the bottom. Well, these are the threads that I'm going to use. And you see this strip right here. So this is down normally on the bottom of your panels, and that is suggestions on fabric and threads to use that will coordinate with this. So I've got black, 2 kinds of greens, an orange, a dark brown, a gold, and then this is a lighter brown. You can just about tell. And these products, bigger ones here, these are actually sulky, which you can get in this state. This here, called Robinson Anton Textile Company. I haven't seen this one here. I got this down in Springfield, Missouri when I used to live there. So I'm sure you can get a lot of other kind of threads, but I thought those would look really neat. Now keep in mind, I'm not doing just straight quilting on this. This is actually going to be free motion. We're going to learn a lot of free motion quilting this panel piece here. That's what I want you to learn, how to free motion. I don't want you to have to use your regular foot that comes with your sewing machine. If that's all you know how to do and you're scared to do anything else, that's fine. But I'm going to show you some different ways so that you can get kind of outside your box, I guess it's called, or your comfort zone. Get your piece, get it all ready, pin it, and see how my batting is bigger than the panel piece, but then the bottom one's even bigger yet. And this fabric is just 100% cotton. And I got it on a deal. The Missouri Star Quilt Company had 2 yards for $5. You know, every day they got a new deal. And I saw that and I thought, well, that's really, really good. 100% cotton for $5 just for 2 yards. So, you know, I kind of like had to grab it. And I put it away, and I've already used it once, and I'm down to, out of my 2 yards, this is what I got left. These little pieces right here. But I'll tell you what, you can use them to practice if you need practice. Or you can do something with the remnants here. You can make strips of stuff, and you can use them when you're going to try out your fancy stitches on your sewing machine, because that can be used as the fabric. Just pick a color. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Thank you all my new subscribers, and take care everybody. Bye bye.